Mark Davis wants a star in Vegas. I don't necessarily believe Antonio Pierce is, we would all put him in a category of star.
If they do not go with AP.
I'm going to have to, consider everything. Honestly, nothing's off the table.
That Max Crosby, the all-pro pass rusher, expected to explore a trade request if they do not hire Pierce.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Raider D podcast, and today we are going to be addressing an outrageous rumor, which is that our beloved Max Crosby, the best defensive end in the NFL, has requested a trade, or may request a trade, if Antonio Pierce is not named the permanent head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. So we're going to be addressing that. Are these rumors true? Where in the world do they come from? We're going to break all that down and more right now. All right, guys, let's just jump right into this outrageous rumor on this Saturday morning. Where does this come from? Well, we all know that Max Crosby, the best defensive end in the NFL, and yes, I do say the best, and the reason why is because there's one thing that makes Max Crosby completely different than every other beast defensive end in the NFL, and that is his conditioning. He is out there 99% of the time. He plays almost every single snap. No other defensive end does that on a consistent basis. He is a beast against the run. He is the most quarterback pressuring defensive end in the NFL, and he plays every single snap. And he got like 14 and a half sacks this season, which is his career high, which means he's just going to keep getting better. He's only in year 5. Now, could we afford to lose him? And where is this rumor coming from about him wanting to request a trade if Antonio Pierce is not here? Well, that comes from Ian Rapaport from, I believe it's NFL.com news or where. He's from something. He's some guy, right, out there that everybody says, oh, Ian Rapaport, he's just such a great reporter in the NFL, and he knows everything, and he never gets anything wrong. Here's why I believe that Ian Rapaport is wrong. Max Crosby literally has a Raiders tattooed on him. Do you really think he's going to request a trade? This guy is the epitome of the Raider way. This guy embodies the Las Vegas Raiders. Remember, the autumn wind is a pirate. This guy looks like a damn pirate, okay? He acts like a pirate. He looks like a pirate, and he plays like a pirate. He does not want to leave the NFL. Here's what I believe has happened. I believe that Max Crosby, on interviews as well as on X and all this other stuff, he's done posts where he says AP coach of the Raiders. He put his whole support behind Antonio Pierce being the head coach. He's not the only one. Jack Jones has said the same thing. Devontae Adams has said the same thing. Pretty much everybody in that locker room has said the same thing. Now, Ian Rapaport is not saying that Max Crosby said this to him. Perhaps Max Crosby was, making a joke like Jack Jones did, right? Jack Jones in an interview, a locker room interview, said, if AP's not the coach, we might go on strike. There might be a boycott, right? But he was laughing. He's playing around. Jack Jones doesn't want to go anywhere, but Jack Jones absolutely wants AP to be the head coach. That's his guy. Jack Jones was brought to the Raiders by Antonio Pierce. Okay? So the same thing. Max Crosby isn't going anywhere. And the Raiders would be absolutely insane if the Raiders were to trade away Max Crosby for any reason at this point in his career. I don't know if I could legitimately ever watch another Raiders game in good faith again. Because that would tell me that Mark Davis is a complete imbecile and has absolutely no right running an NFL team at all, let alone the historic Las Vegas Raiders. I think Al Davis would maybe become a zombie and come out of his grave and rip his son to pieces if he were to do this. Max Crosby's not going to request a trade from the Raiders. He might, if Al Davis or Mark Davis were to bring back McDaniels. I think nobody would ever want to play for the Raiders ever again. But we know that's not happening. Here's the deal. Even if Mark Davis does not make Antonio Pierce the head coach, if he hires Jim Harbaugh, this guy is not going anywhere. Will he be happy that AP is not the coach? Of course not. He wants AP. That's his guy. He believes in him. And everybody in that locker room were playing their minds out in order to make the playoffs and make sure that AP is the head coach. But is he going to request a trade when his head coach is Jim Harbaugh? Of course not. Max Crosby would be insane if he did that. Jim Harbaugh's a winner. He wins everywhere he goes. He won at Stanford. He won with the San Francisco 49ers. He just won a national championship with Michigan. If he comes to the Raiders, you have a proven winning coach who puts in winning systems. Therefore, Max Crosby is not going to just say, I want to be traded now because I don't want to play for Jim Harbaugh, one of the most winningest coaches in college history, as well as in a fantastic resume in the NFL. Yeah, he didn't win the Super Bowl. He lost in the Super Bowl to the Baltimore Ravens, but he made it there. And he was playing against his own brother. I guess he wasn't playing, but he was coaching against his own brother, right? So if Harbaugh comes, Max Crosby's not going anywhere. So this ridiculous rumor that Max Crosby is going to request a trade if Antonio Pierce is not the head coach is just absolute nonsense. Don't listen to it. Subscribe to my channel because I'm going to bring you the real Raider Nation news and not this clickbait BS. Now, yes, I am going to make a clickbait thumbnail because otherwise you probably aren't going to click on it, and I apologize for that now that you've watched the entire video. But make sure you subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video, and I am making another video right now on the off-season drafts and free agency. So make sure you stay tuned for that. That video should drop by tomorrow. I'll see you guys in the next video.